Hail and welcome. I'm Mr. Tattered Rags, and this is the 10th installment of BattleTech: The Crescent Inception. And one moment, I forgot to turn my timer on. All right, it's been a little bit, so that's probably why I forgot my timer. Anyway, uh, for this, I have decided that I will now be. That's good. I will be worrying less about using, or I'll be using a map basically to make sure I'm going where I need to go. Yeah, it just tells me where that is. I want to go here first. Oh, space to exit. Hi, it's been a while. Sure, 6 humans. Oh, no, because I don't want them to use the humans. I don't care. I'm not going to use the missiles. Use weapon, medium laser, next knife, longbow, rifle, pistol. Target here, done. Use weapon. See if I can step on one of these guys. You haven't seen that yet. Oh, this guy is really getting away. Nice try. Well, and yeah, because we haven't gotten a chance to see me do that. So I'm going to try to step on someone. Because it's awesome that way. Oh, he stabbed me with a knife. Good. Oh, I squashed him underfoot. Very little money. No one wants the longbows or any of that. Alright, next time for something like that, I'm just going to not bother. Humans, they don't have anything worthwhile. Well, okay, I guess this is going to take a while. Yay, run, run, run! It's fun watching a mech scurry. Yes, I do want to fight a mech, though. Actually, I'm not so sure I do, now I think about it. Where are they? They are southeast. How close are they? They are long distance. That's okay. Critical hits already. Oh no. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, that was fun. Scavenge armor. Good for me. Didn't get anything money. I don't really feel like it. I did not evade them. Well, at least I know where they are. That's kind of obvious. I need a tech in my party. Because if I have a tech, then it'll be a lot easier to... You get more money. You get money and stuff from scavenging. And you're more likely to get your... get a new mech, I think. Here's that body of water. No. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh no, locust. Well, we'll walk down one, so I'm facing it. And blow a hole in it. Blew its arm off. Fancy that. Not that it has arms. So worried about rifles. And we win. This is really where I wish I had my other mech. Water is way too deep. Alright, I'm going to go up around it. Now the reason I'm headed back down here is because you may or may not remember. Oh, right here. That back in back when I was in Pacifica, I had access, or I mentioned having an old, actually, when I bought, or when I was looking at the, oh shoot, where was it? When I was looking at the electronics store, they mentioned I have a HoloViewer. Oh, shoot, I did not want to fight them. Oh. Oh, fun, fun. I didn't know I was out a medium laser. Oh, that's super. That was flee. Back at the... Oh, I did not enter this in the right place. Anyway, it mentions I have a HoloViewer, and you need one. So, I don't know where I'm going. I bet this is awesome to watch. Here we go. All right. I forgot that you have to enter it at the top. Yes. You stand in the ruins of your old quarters at the now destroyed Citadel. Most of what you owned has been ruined, but the holodisk player remains miraculously untouched. Rex waits outside so you can view the disc in privacy. There's a box that Rex had given me, and it was shot out of my hands, and I don't remember them actually explaining it. But the box being shot, well, anyway, it had a HoloViewer, or a holodisk in it, and I need to view it. So I don't really remember them saying that, but here we go. As you take the holodisk from your father's locks, you notice that it was damaged when the Cretan soldiers shot it out of your hands in the scuffle outside the inaugural hall. You just hope it will still play as you slip it into the HoloViewer. At first, only static comes on the screen. You can hear the HoloViewer's tracking mechanism trying to compensate for the scratches on the holodisk. Then your father's face pops up on the screen. He is in mid-sentence when the audio track starts working also. To the Commonwealth and the Crescent Hawks in particular, I've watched you train and I know that you will succeed in this assignment. Since you're watching me on this disc now, then I must already be dead. It's up to you to see that our work here is completed. As Rex must have told you by now, I have been searching Pacifica for a rumored Star League cache of mech repair parts. I have been looking for it for most of the 12 years we have been stationed here. I'm fairly sure I know approximately where it is now, and that's why I'm making this holo for you. I know that there's a good chance that if I locate the cache, I may not live long enough to report its location. Some people don't want to see many of the old killhounds last very long, so I am giving you the keys to locating and entering it in case I am prevented from fulfilling my mission. I've had a special locking mechanism worked up by Edward Tellum. Don't look so surprised. He's still alive, although he doesn't like to be bothered. I came across him while he was living in a small hut in the northwest. He crafted a lock that is keyed to Rex's retinal scan, but still needs a password. I figured that the ideal way to safeguard the cache is to entrust access to it to both my son and my best friend, Jason. This cache is extremely valuable. We know it contains mech repair parts, but some of the evidence I've come across in the 12-year search indicate it may be more than that. It may contain documentation and library tapes that could restore some of the technology we've lost in the secession wars. If I don't locate it, then you must. Follow Rex and trust him. When you get to the cache, you say 30 to... The holodisk player tries repeatedly to receive the information off the disk, but the damage is too extensive. Without the password, you'll never be able to access the cache. You go back to where Rex is waiting for you and explain the situation. Rex tells you that, just before the raid on the Citadel, Jeremiah had called in with a brief message. He said that he had found it, but didn't explain what it was. Clearly he must have meant the cache. But before he could tell Katrina where the cache was, the signal was lost. Rex continues, saying that we can only suppose that Jeremiah was attacked before he could finish the message. The only thing they could tell for sure is that the signal originated in the northwest, but the raid on the Citadel destroyed the tracking equipment, so they can't tell for sure where the signal came from. Northwest. I think that's where they said the hut was as well, so that's nice. Rex suggests that before you go tromping across the landscape trying to find the cache, you should gather up some more Crescent Hawk agents. He says that whoever was able to overcome Jeremiah Youngblood must be extremely dangerous. You ask him what you're supposed to do now that the password is destroyed. He suggests that you look for Dr. Tell. If anyone can fix that holodisk, he surely can. No, I don't want to enter that. We're going to save on 4. So those that don't know, the Star League is, I think that's what was mentioned. It may not have been. I don't really know. But the Star League is essentially the precursors to the current crop of people. They have much higher tech, or at least a little bit higher tech. And all of that technology has basically been lost because of endless wars and fun things. So anyone who gets those has a decided advantage over those that don't have it. I'm going to go repair my mech now, because that's a good idea. Oh my god, it didn't even go anywhere. Now, this won't even repair, or it won't, I won't get enough money to replace my rockets or missiles if I do that, so why bother? Do. Yes. 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 See how much I need. Have mech repaired, or ex-commando. Yeah, fix it. Medium laser. I think it's good. Mech ammo. 60 each. Well, I'll just go ahead and buy 2. 0. Leave. So, time to go see how much money I have. Yeah, I'm going to be rich. I just know it. Talk to these people in robes. I am rich. Pretty soon I'll be good to go with upgrading my mech. Get rid of those stupid rocket or missile launchers. I actually like missile launchers in the actual game, but in this one it's kind of just, it's not as good. Yes, 6, 7. How much does it cost to do this? I've already forgotten. 13,800. We'll wait. Alright, so now using the handy dandy map that I have, I am going to go ahead and just go to another town. And I might as well just pause while I'm traveling, because you don't need to see any of the boring fights. So until I get to the next town. Alright, I went northeast. So if that matters to anyone. And I'm about to get to another town. And I did just get into a fight. I evaded almost every fight. No, I don't want to fight. I'm going to actually find where the town is exactly. I think it's south of here. Yeah, here we go. Hey, a town. I don't know who's all here. Armor shop. No, don't care. No. Not quite sure which town this is. I think it's the one with the jail. Oh, well, hey. Actually, it could be the one with the tech shop. I'll go ahead and save again. If this is... This is the jail. Make it lube. Yeah. Have mech repaired. My engine's damaged? Yeah, these have ammo, right? Talk to others. That's probably a waste of money. Oh yeah, this is the jail. Okay, good. I can get another mech now. First, we're going to look around, see if there's a Comstar station. And save. Now, well, I'll explain it as I go. And whatever. Yes, I'll enter the jail. You have entered the visitors section of the Pacifica Internment Center. The jailkeeper is poring over a magazine looking reasonably bored. Ask about Rex's friend. You approach the jailkeeper and ask him if he has a prisoner here by the name of Edward. He scans his computer, looks up, and asks you what you want to know. You explain that he is your brother and you haven't seen him since the raid. And you were told he was here. You were merely concerned about his safety. I didn't start my timer again. I am silly. The jailkeeper tells you that yes, he is here, and as are all of the renegade mech warriors who oppose the Krita invasion force. He then takes you to a visitor communication cubicle and inserts the key that activates an impenetrable energy barrier between you and the prisoner's chair. After issuing an order on the intercom, Edward is ushered into the room. His face is unshaven, and his hair is unkempt. The escorting guard shoves him not too gently into the chair. You can tell that Edward's attitude is undaunted, because he turns and launches a wad of spit at his departing captor. This is not something the guard appreciates, and he makes Edward wipe it off with his face. The guard then firmly raps him on the head with the club, and then leaves. Edward looks at you, somewhat dazed, and asks you who you are and what you want. You ask him if he has ever heard of the Crescent Hawks. His eyes light up dramatically, and he looks around the room to see who else might be here. When he catches a glimpse of Rex in the shadows, you can see the wave of relief wash over his face. He shows you a holocard the guards hadn't confiscated. Congratulations, you have found one of the Crescent Hawk agents. His name is Edward, and he will be on foot. He's also slightly injured, but that's okay. Upon seeing the flash of the Crescent Hawk holocard, Rex leaps into action, removing all traces of consciousness from the jailkeeper. He gets the deactivation keys to you quickly, and you disable the energy barrier. That was the energy barrier going down. Your new agent wastes no time in leaping to freedom. His alarms blare throughout the jail complex. As you all scramble for the front doors and safety of your mechs, the mech warrior tells you that his mech is one of the ones in the impound lot behind the jail. He says that you might be able to get to it before the Cretan reinforcements arrive. If you don't make it, they'll surely kill you. Do you want to try? Heck yeah. You send the others on ahead, telling them that you are going to try to get the mechas. As Rex raises howls of protest, a torrent of gunfire sends you all diving for the floor. A band of Krita jail guards is standing at the end of the hall. In the heat of the moment, you assume the responsibility of command, giving orders to the others to hold their position while you get the mech. They agree, and start firing at the Cretans while you slip out back to the impound yard. And you immediately need to go and check them out. You quickly scramble up the boarding ladders of this mech, hoping that it'll function when you get to the cockpit. You flip the switch, and nothing. But this mech refuses to start, so you go to the next one, hoping it will start, and nothing. And yay! This is the one. You use the newly acquired Stinger to intimidate the rest of the guards into hiding. Under the cover of the Stinger's watchful medium laser, the rest of your group escapes the jail and gathers around you. Okay, well, Rex is clearly pilot of the commando. Edward, I don't think he's a bad guy, but I'm going to put him in the commando and put me on the Stinger. Now, see, there's one of the people who's a traitor, and I think they usually give you a hint. But regardless, you want him as a rider in someone's mech. Because if he's a rider, then he will be tossed out and all that good stuff. So let's see if I can find out anything about... No. Oh, anyway, let's inspect Edward. He's starting to get mad. He's injured. So cudgel. He is good at piloting, amateur at tech. Okay, I don't really know what he's not really any better at, not much better at gunnery than I am, so that's not a bad problem. If he is the traitor, I don't really want him in charge. I'm going to go back to the starport, or in charge of a mech, I should say. I don't go back to the starport, but this is a great time to finish this one off since we're already gone over. So, thank you for watching. I'm Mr. Tattered Rags, and this has been BattleTech, the Crescent Hawk's Inception.